Well, hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot. This is the tarot reading that is focused on one thing and one thing only: your manifesting ability. Nothing else is important. This is your chance to build those manifesting muscles. How you do that? By improving your imagination. That's why this is really an audio podcast. Yes, you'll see the 5-card spread for today lined up in front of you, but that's it. You're not going to see any other movement because we get enough visual distraction in ours now. And all it does is confuse us. The more choices we have, the more confused we get. When you live in a so-called on-demand kind of situation, you think that everything's available anytime you want. It's all there for you. Well, first of all, that's not true. We have a very slim menu of choices that are sold to us as infinite possibility. Not true. But that's part of the game, right? The other thing it does is it makes us intemperate. In other words, this idea of on demand. There's nothing special. Nothing special. There's nothing to look forward to because it's all supposedly on demand. That's not true again. You're looking at a very small menu compared to what the possibilities or potential are. And there's a third part. How does this fit into your life purpose, your destiny? As I get older, and I'm older, I begin to fully understand that life is mostly luck. Life is mostly fate. How do I say that? Why do I say that? Well, very simply. I've done astrology for 55 years, maybe 50 certainly. And I've done tarot the last 20 years or so. The reason I went to tarot is because, first of all, it gives you a different perspective. Secondly, it's easier to really give you a good, clear picture. With astrology, the temptation is overwhelming to start to dig into all these different aspects, which are valid, but they confuse the issue. You have your moon doing this, your Saturn doing this, your Pluto doing that, sun over there, and everything. And it's like, try to combine all that stuff. It's chop suey. You can't do it. I have never, ever, ever been an astrology professional be able to really clarify. Too many tubs of slaw, too many choices, too many. What they're good for is giving you kind of a timing device. Now, I know a lot of people get upset about the astrology or tarot, all that stuff. Well, you're predicting. No, you're not. We know that there's going to be a new moon solar eclipse on the 8th, just a few days from now. We knew that a year ago. We knew that 5 years ago. We knew that 10 years ago. Was that predicting? Is that for? No. We know what cycles are. And so the astrology can help tune into these cycles, how they're going to manifest, and that becomes much more problematic. But the end result is it makes it vague for most people, and most astrologers are not sophisticated enough to be able to communicate clearly, directly, succinctly. So I went over to tarot. Tarot is not in many ways as valuable because it's more about potential. Astrology is, here are the seasons, if you will. Here are the cycles. Let's see if we can combine them so they make sense. The tarot, on the other hand, is potential. It's energy. And it's the astrology that leads me to believe life is fated. You have a destiny. Because you can tell a lot about somebody right from the moment they're born. Right from the moment they're born. All you need is their astrological chart. And you can tell them, certainly, this time in your life, you could look for these kinds of things, and this might change, and we know certain deals. And so you can kind of plot, and you get a really good read on their personality. I mean, astrology is just superior in that department. Well, this is all laid out, and the baby's just been born. How the hell what? So that's what led me to believe, okay, there's an element of fate, of luck in everybody's life. You have a destiny. And so if you're going to manifest, it would help you tremendously to learn about your life destiny. You can do that with numerology. You can do that with astrology, North Node, Moon, Sun, Ascendant, whatever you want to choose. There are several ways that you can do that kind of a thing. And what this does, what tarot does, is say, okay, here's the energy. Does it resonate with you? If it does, run with it. This is a door on the way to being open. Take advantage. If it doesn't resonate with you, don't worry about it. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, next month, next year, whatever. Some other time, it may resonate with you, and you can always come back to the reading and take a look. But every day I'm putting out this new energy, the energy of the day. It's up to me to inspire you so you can create in your imagination how you want to see your life within your life destiny. Because if you try to fight outside of your destiny, you ain't getting anywhere. I don't care what anybody tells you. You can be anything. Bullshit. Not true. Not everybody's meant to be a doctor, a lawyer. Not everybody's meant to be a musician, a rock star. Not everybody is meant to work in a fast food joint. Not everybody is meant to be anything. We're a mix, and that's what makes humanity. Where do you fit in? That's where you manifest. And that's how we work here. No BS, straight information that inspires you to tap into your manifesting potential. We all have it. It's like a muscle. If you don't use it, you're going to lose it. I want you to find it. So we begin with the card in the middle. It's the Oracle card. Today it's flexible. Believe it or not, there was a time years ago when I actually got into that pose, yoga. Took a little bit of work, but I was a lot more flexible then. I probably end up killing myself now, but I did it several times too. I think it's called the Scorpion, if I'm not mistaken. In any event, this lady, I'm assuming, is in a scorpion pose, whether she realizes it or not. And the idea here is flexible. I take it at this point in time, with this new moon eclipse coming up on the 8th, as a new set point. In this position, she gets a whole different perspective on everything. This is kind of like the tarot equivalent of the Hanged Man. Right? And it's that new perspective sitting on top of what looks like an egg, where I'm saying she's creating a new set point. That's what you want to do in and around this eclipse on the 8th. This is what you want to do. This is a powerful eclipse. Fits in with the two previous. Big X right across America, so people who live in the United States, I think it's going to get real interesting, but because of what happens here, it usually floods over to the rest of the world. So we're in a very, very critical time. Going to be at least 20 years before we have anything similar. So this is a big deal. So this is the time to create that new set point. This is a time to be flexible. Don't go the same route. Don't do what you've done because you've always done it. Time to step out and be different. In fact, our meme today comes from one of my favorite people of all time, Frank Zappa. And Frank said, without deviation from the norm, progress is not possible. Amen, amen. You got to step outside the box. You have to be willing to take a look down the road. That means that you have to step away and kind of get a different angle, just like this gal is on this, what looks like an egg. She's being flexible. And the egg being something new, it's, as I said, a new set point. It's kind of a new beginning. Because without deviation from the norm, progress is not possible. You got to step out of your comfort zone. So let's begin. Card all the way on the left, Six of Pentacles. Pentacles are values, not just money. If you're thinking just money, you can stop watching this tarot reading because I don't think that Pentacles have much to do with money, certainly not in terms of manifesting. What it has to do with is your value system. What do you value? I don't give a damn what the world values. I don't give a damn what your church tells you. I don't care. What do you value? And why? That's the big one. Why? And the Six of Pentacles talks about generosity, abundance, reciprocity, equal giving and taking. The world is not like that. The world right now is take. In fact, people at the World Economic Forum say you will have nothing and be happy. That's their plans for you. You will have nothing and be happy. They'll have it all. You'll have nothing. That's not the Six of Pentacles. You want to go into a world where there's balance, where there's reciprocity. But that means that you have to take those values and apply them to yourself. Think abundantly, but not just in terms of money. How about love, joy, peace, health, things that money can't buy? That's what you want, is that to be generous with yourself in a positive way. Be charitable to yourself. Yeah, you screw up. We all do. God, if I had a dime for all the screw-ups I did in my life, holy moly. So that's what it is. Value yourself. If you value yourself, you value other people. Narcissists don't value themselves, which is why they don't value other people. We're talking about reciprocity. Six of Pentacles. Your values begin with you and then spread to the rest of the world. That's tough. Next card explains why. Next card is the Devil card. It's bondage. It's addiction. It's self-destruction. Something in you is keeping you in the dark, on the dark side. You are in bondage, partially voluntarily, but really not. I think a lot of this has to do with the subconscious stuff, the way you were programmed as a child, most especially, because we keep regurgitating what we've been conditioned with without even really thinking about it. So if you want to be fair with yourself, if you want to have that new set point, find out what you are in bondage to. Even if it appears like a person, it's not the person. It's the feeling, it's the meaning. You're going to have to dig a little bit to get there. You will have your opportunity, and it may very likely come with the solar eclipse on the 8th. We see here the was it Queen, I believe, or King of Swords? Doesn't make any difference. It talks about swords are thoughts, ideas. You are about, if you apply yourself, you are about to have a mental awakening, some sort of realization that will help you treat yourself fairly, unhook yourself from the bondage of the past, and step forward into the future, the Three of Wands. Three of Wands, remember when we're doing the idea of manifesting, threes are always your mind, body, spirit. The three parts of every individual lining up. And that's what the Wands talks about. You see them looking into the future. It's a bright future. It's a positive future. And that's because they have decided to be fair with themselves, to unhook themselves from the stuff that's holding them down. And once they come to that realization, they're free. They can start looking towards the future. They can be flexible. They can have that new set point and begin again. You can do this. You can do this. That's the reading for today. Back again tomorrow with another tarot reading. Between now and the next time we do get together, however, peace and blessings.